In this demo, I want to show you a couple last properties here on the binding, which relate to having fallback values when the binding can't quite come up with the value it's supposed to use for binding. What I mean by that is I can go into my main window here, and we'll just use my name text box that I've been binding. We'll go to its text binding here for name, get rid of the mode one time here, and we'll say target null value equals not set. What target null value means, the name is a little misleading there. It's really if the source value is null, then what is the value you want to set on the target instead of null? So if we go to the code behind, to the point where we're setting the name, and we set it to null here, start up the UI, and we see not set. So because the value that the binding came up with was equal to null, and we had the target null value there, it used the value provided by the target null value property on the binding. Another somewhat similar property is the fallback value. So here we're going to say fallback value equals no value. This will be used when the binding is unable to come up with a value at all based on the path that it's given. So if I corrupt my path over here and say namex, which doesn't exist on my data context object, and I run, now we see no value in there, because the binding was unable to evaluate and come up with a value to set the target property. And again, down here in the output window, notice that we have one of these system data warnings that says namex not found on customer. So you always want to be looking for those. In this case, it was a warning, not an error, because we had the fallback value here. If we get rid of the fallback value and run with namex in place there, now you can see it's a System Windows data error down here because it can't come up with any value to present in the UI. So those are target null value, used when the source property is null and gives a value to set on the target, and fallback value when it can't resolve a value from the specified binding path.